Hi, y'all. This is Charity from Frog Crochet, and I know it's been a while, but let me read the devotion and I'll get y'all caught up. It says, all you need, my God, in His steadfast, loving kindness, will meet me. I will sing of your mighty strength and power. Yes, I will sing joyfully of your loving kindness in the morning, for you have been my stronghold and a refuge in the day of my distress. Psalm 59, verse 10 and verse 16. Before you even know what you need, your loving God has his ample supply of provisions ready to meet you. That's because he sees everything that's going on in your life. He knows all your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, your hopes, and your requirements. And he knows exactly what you will encounter every day before you have an inkling of what's ahead. So don't just hope that God will be there with his strength, love, and courage when you need it. No, he will be there with whatever you need, so you do what you need to do for him. Then afterward, sing joyfully of his love, his kindness, his strength, his protection, and his provision. Knowing all he has for you will always be there for the asking and the taking. And our prayer is, thank you, Lord, for having all I need just when I need it. And our prayer jar inspiration is, each day I hope for and will sing of God's endless blessings ready and waiting just for me. Alrighty. Hey, Dark, welcome in. How are you? Okay. Yes, I have not been on for a while because when I was doing the videos for the coffee and devotions, we had an ice storm and lost power on Wednesday and didn't get it back till Saturday. And so that kind of put a damper, and we didn't go anywhere. We didn't go anywhere till Saturday. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Oh, whoop. Let me turn my volume off. We don't want that coming back playing feedback. Be a nice, lovely echo. Alright. But anyway, so that's why I haven't been on for a while. Because we had no power. Which means no internet, no phone. We had internet and phone Wednesday until I think it was about midnight, wasn't it? I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I just know just before I went to bed, I think we're trying to do virtual day or something with little man. I don't remember. Or we found out that he didn't have school. I just know that there was a message from the school, and I was like, okay, cool. Went to bed. And anyway, but we had a lot of ice. It took power out of this area. The company that we have for our power, they said that like 90% of their customers was out of power because we had so much ice that it took down a lot of trees and it took out a lot of power from different areas. So pretty much little man only went to school that Monday. He was home Tuesday because we started getting the snow, and then Wednesday we got the ice. And because of no power, Thursday and Friday he didn't have school. And then, which we didn't know because my phone don't work here as far as cell service. So, we had no way of knowing, but they actually had an emergency situation thing that they finally had gotten the town power up and running there, and the local high school, which is for the whole county, they said that if you needed devices charged, a shower, or just to warm up, and they also were passing out MREs, but you could go up there and but because I didn't have cell service where I was at, we didn't get all those messages until Saturday when we finally did get out of the house. Me and Miss Kitty went to Winter Jam. We were gifted tickets for that. So without us having power, we have the wood stove, and we heated up the water on the stove, and we all took sponge baths that night. So that's how we cleaned up. And I know, I'm sorry, you're probably getting a lot of pixely stuff because I can see it. My device is very glitchy, so we just have terrible internet here. I don't know what's going on, but please bear with me on that. And I know it's been a while since I've been on, but we live out in the boonies, and so internet's terrible. But anyway, I did get the gnomes done for February. I do not currently have them with me. I did do a short, and I posted it earlier on in the month of getting those gnomes done. And they did turn out like the picture. So I will show you what the gnomes were supposed to look like, because I don't have them. We were going to do a Valentine dinner thing at the church, but we were the only ones that showed up with the pastor and his wife. So we had lunch that day. But I think she's holding on to them. Maybe do it some other time and do these as a giveaway, game prize. But that's what they looked like, and they did turn out like the picture. But so anyway, but I will do another set for myself because I do have some more red yarn. The pastor's wife actually picked up some yarn for me. And I will show you all what she got for me. She did get me some red. She actually works in the town where Hobby Lobby is, and it's not far from her work. So she picked up some yarn for me. Well, the first time she picked it up, she got acrylic, and I was using the cotton yarn. But she did pick some up for me. She got me another red because I used almost the whole red for the Valentine gnomes because I used a different type of yarn for the strawberry ones. So she did get me another red. But I also asked her if she would go ahead and get the colors for the next gnomes, which there is not a St. Patrick's one. So I will go back to doing the fruit ones. So if you can guess, this is the two colors plus white, what the next one will be. And that looks like yellow, but that is orange. It's called Glowing. On my screen, it looks yellow, but my phone, it looks orange. But for some reason, my Chromebook, it looks yellow. But in my phone, it actually looks orange. And then this one, where's the color? There it is. Bright citrus. And it's the I Love This Cotton. Whoops, that's upside down. It's the I Love This Cotton yarn. Those are the two colors. For the next gnome, there will be some white in it. And then she's like, well, what else do you need? So I was like, well, I will have an Easter one coming up, and it has a pastel yellow. And then there's another fruit one that's going to need a bright yellow. So she got me a bright yellow and a pastel yellow. See, this one is Buttercup. And this one is called Curry. That's the two yellows. And then she didn't know which green I would want. So she actually got me two different greens. I think I'll use that one because this one looks more like a Christmassy green. It's called bright green. And then she didn't know what orange I wanted either. But I did tell her to get the other orange because I could use it later for the fall one. Because there is one coming up for fall. So it's more of a burnt orange. And it's called bruschetta. But that's the two oranges that they had there. So I will be using those. So I got a few of those. But she got those for me. I told her, I said, I'm sorry that you had to take them back. She said, oh no. She said, it's like me going to the Disney store. She says, I love going. So I thanked her. And I did pay her for getting it for me. I did do another project too. I finished a shawl. And I did a post on it. Because I was giving that away for a prize for the Valentine thing, but so I didn't do a video showing it. So it's currently at the church, but I did take a picture of it at the church and posted it on my community tab, or which they call it the post now. Just make it a post. And I just finished this yesterday. I was working on this. It took me 4 days to finish this. But I did get one of the diamond paintings done. So I have not rolled it yet and put the glue on it. So that will be my next project, to be rolling it and putting glue. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put this. All right. I did go and get some more yarn over at Joann's while I can. One, I was running out of a color for that big burgundy blanket, so I got me another one of these, which is the cream color. And then I got to looking because I was like, well, maybe I need to look and see how much yarn I need for that blanket. And I don't want to run out and then Joann's not have it or what I needed to add to it. And so I looked it up. I looked up the pattern. And she actually did put on there, if you use a 4-weight yarn, how many yards to use. If it was a 3-weight, it was only 4,000 something yards, and what I already had would have worked. But because I'm using a 4-weight, it's over 5,000 yards. So if y'all remember, I did ivory. Let's see, I'll show you the 4 colors. Sorry about the plastic rattling. But well, there's 3. 3 of the colors. This is the ivory, gray, and then the brown. which is toffee, I think. I don't remember what the color was. Yes, toffee. And then I had teal. And I got to asking Miss Kitty, what other color can we add? Because I thought, well, I'll just add a fifth color. Kind of wanted a green because there is like a row in there that you can do like a leaf thing, part like of a flower. This one, it didn't quite turn out like a flower on this one because I'm using pretty much the same colors. I'm hoping that it will turn out. They didn't have a light enough green that I could use for it, but I decided to go with this blue to add with it. And it's sky blue because the green that they had was like really dark green. So this will be going with those 4 colors. So that was the only reason why I went to Joann's, was mainly to get enough yarn for that project of the blanket. And I will show you because I did get another section of that blanket done. This thing is huge. It was already, what did I say? It was, what? I can't remember. I think it was 5'3" 3 inches, 4, I don't remember. It was already taller than I am. But this go around, it did add 2 or 3 more rounds to go around it, and then started the corners. This thing is humongous, y'all. Alright, here's my stitch markers. Well, maybe. No. That's one stitch marker, but no, that's not the one I need. Here we are. That's the one I need. Alright, this is where we left off last. No, this was the one before that. That's where we left off last. This here was the last thing I did, the last go around. I think that was from here to here was round part 5. I did part 6, so I had to add 3 rows extra here. And then started doing corners. So I got 4 of these, and that's what the corners look like. So I don't know if we're going to still add more to the corners or not, but I do have stitch markers on these, so I know where the end that I stopped at for the corners. But it's going to start looking more square now. I will try to stand up, show it to y'all. I don't know if it'll show up with all of it or not. So this thing is, yeah, no, it may not. This thing's huge. The blanket. This thing is humongous. I will start working on that here in a little while. Working on part 7. But I've got to work on this blanket. I've been working on the beach blanket some more. And this is what I've added. Okay. Last time y'all seen it, it was some of this right here. But this thing's huge. This too. Thing's huge. I have not measured this. I don't know how long it is, but I know it is definitely longer than I am tall. And I am 5'1 3/4 inch. So almost 5'2". But that's what I've been working on. This is the last part. I got part of one of these and one more to go. And then I've got a bunch of tails on here that I got to sew in. Then I can start working on the turtles and add the turtles. So I'm close to getting done. Really close to getting done. Hi, whoever's lurking. I know Dark's there. But So yeah, that's why I didn't finish up the coffee ones, is because we had lost power and I had no way of doing uploading. Um, yes, we have the generator and stuff, but because of the phone box down there was out of power for several days, we had no phone, and not even a landline. Um, so no internet, and that's how we got our internet through, is the phone company. So now Miss Kitty was desperate one day to have some internet, and she went out to the field to get cell service on her cell phone just to watch YouTube for a little while. But it was actually a nice sunny day out there, so I didn't mind because she was finally getting outside and getting some sunshine. So I didn't mind that she was out there. And she could also message her daddy, let him know how we were doing. So anyway, but I was just glad she was willing to get outside and get some sunshine for a change. But trying to keep two kids occupied without internet was quite the chore. We did play some Uno. We have battery operated lanterns. We had uh, oil lamps going. We had the fireplace going. We had the wood stove going to keep us warm, and so and we did. I don't think we ever cooked on the wood stove this time around, other than heating up the water for a sponge bath. Um, but he did hook up the generator at night for a couple hours, and we run it so that we could. We actually one night used it to air fried pork chops in the air fryer. And then the kiddos had. My husband picked them up a few cans of SpaghettiOs that they can eat out of the can. They had those. So I mean, we didn't have. It's not like we didn't have food, and we did have a generator to try to keep from losing our food in the refrigerator and freezer. So I think the only thing we really lost because we didn't keep the generator going as much as we really should have was probably I'd say about half a gallon of milk, and that was it. So I think that wasn't too bad. But we did stay warm, and we got some good family quality time in. But anyway, I am hoping to get the devotional and coffee going again. After we finish up the Valentine coffee, which will be a mystery to me, I might just, I won't be doing coffee as far as telling you what I've got and trying to guess what the flavors are. I will put up a devotional every day as long as we have power. So things could change very quickly in this area. We do get windy. If we get any rainstorms, snowstorm, any kind of storms out here for some reason, we end up with a major windstorm the next day. So, and that will take power out up here in a heartbeat. So, but I will try to get back on doing my devotions every day. Um, but I think I think I only got 3 of the Valentine coffees left. I'm not sure. It's either 3 or 4. I don't remember. But we will get back on doing those. I will get Miss Kitty to fix me a coffee in the morning, not tell me what it is. But like I said, I only have about 3 or 4 of those left. So, but then I will, once we get that done, I will just do the devotion and continue to do those. So, and then if I have any updates on my blankets, and the gnomes, since I've got the February gnomes done, I will start working on the March gnomes soon. But I wanted to knock out some of this. I'm really close to getting this one done. I'd say probably less than half of this skein of yarn left, and then one full skein of yarn. That's what I got left of that one that I'm currently working on right now. And then a full skein left. And then I'll be done with the full blanket part. And then I can work on the little turtles and get them sewed on. And then hopefully get this sent out to the owner. And I think your mom will be happy for that, won't she, Mr. Dark? Are you still there? Dark, are you still there? You're the only one that was talking to me in the chat. I hope you're still there. Uh-oh, I think he went to bed, y'all. Well, I guess nobody's gonna talk to me. I know Mishy's on, so I guess I will hop off of here. But I just figured I'd let everybody know what was going on, get them caught up on everything. I said I did post a short. If you want to see the gnomes, they are done. And there's a little short of, it said February gnomes. February gnomes done or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I titled it, but it did have February in it. So that'll be the gnomes that I did for February. It's a little short. I did post a picture of the shawl that I finished. It was a bod shawl. I don't remember the name of it. If I remember it, I will try to put it in the description box of which one it was that I did. But it is on my community page, a picture of the shawl that I made, and there is actually a few pictures of me and Miss Kitty when we went to Winter Jam. That was interesting. Trip. We we left and with us. Now we did not pay for our tickets. It was gifted to us for Christmas. But I tell you, we stood outside for over 5 hours in the cold and rain. We were soaked to the bone by the time we finally got to get in. But let me tell you, it was definitely well worth the wait to go. Miss Kitty got to see one of the groups that she was really interested in seeing. It's a group that her and her dad both like. I don't particularly care for this group. I know it's a Christian group, but I am not a rock and roll fan. Contemporary music, yes, fine, but rock and roll, not a fan. But her and her dad both liked this group, but Skillet was one of the groups that was there, and she had earned some money over Christmas break, and she had saved some money of hers. Some of it, I think, was from her birthday as well, her 16th birthday. But anyway, she had got herself a hoodie by this band, and then she asked me if I wanted anything, and I told her, I said no. I said it would probably mean more to you and your dad, or at least more to your dad if you got him something from that particular band. So she got him a t-shirt. She got herself a hoodie. And then she did get something for a friend of hers. Um, but anyway, we still got to get that mailed out yet. But maybe I can get that mailed out for her tomorrow, as I've got to go and take care of some stuff. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, because I do got to go and clean Tuesday. So one of these days, hopefully we'll get it out in the mail this week. Oh, hey Zach, how are you? Been working on this blanket. Look, I'm down to the last part of it. This is the last color I'm adding on there. How have you been, Zach? I'm surprised you're not over at Mishy's, or is she done? Finally. I don't know how long she was on, but I noticed that she was on. I hope you're still there, Zach. I'm sorry about the quality of my internet. It's terrible. That's what I get for living out in the boonies. Out in the middle of nowhere. Out in the middle of no man's land. I hope you're still there, Zach. I don't know. I guess not. But anyway. But we did have fun. I enjoyed. There were several singers there that I knew. I knew their songs, but because I just don't get on. Really, I don't get on the internet too much. I do listen to the Christian radio station. Sometimes when I'm sitting there waiting for the bus, if I don't feel like reading in the mornings, because I usually read to Little Man while we're waiting for the bus. I'll listen to the radio. But what these people actually looked like, I had no clue. I've heard of their names before. And after I heard the songs, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I know these songs. So I could sing with some of them. Some of them were new songs that they had not put out yet, or they were getting ready to release them. I don't remember exactly, but there was several of them that had new songs that they were putting out and singing. So, but I really enjoyed the groups that was there this year. Um, there was a lot of them last year I didn't know. Um, so there was probably, let's see, like one that I really didn't know. I didn't know of Skillet. I never really listened to Skillet. Miss Kitty and her dad have listened to Skillet, but I don't really listen to it. But they were the last band. And I kind of wish that they were the first band, because by golly, we were frozen to the bone by the time we got in there. I was so cold. And of course, they had the fireworks going. They had flames going through some of their songs. And we were so close to the stage. That's what was so awesome about this. We were so close to the stage, and that was well worth. That's why I said it was well worth us going, because with us getting there early, yes, we had to stand in line for 5 hours, but I kid you not, the line was unreal to get in just for the early admission tickets. Now, they did have the reserve tickets for the Max. We did not get the Max tickets, which the Max tickets were to be able to sit right up front in a couple rows close to the stage, and also get to go meet the band, or all the band members, or all the singers, or I don't really know how they do it, but they get to meet the singers and stuff. I don't know if it's that you get to just meet the ones that you want to meet, or if you get to meet all of them. But anyway, it was so awesome this year because we were so close that I told my husband, I said, literally, we were this close that your heart beat with the music. You felt every beat of the drums of every song. It didn't matter what group did the singing. You felt every beat to that drums, and it felt like your heart just pretty much just beat with the music, pretty much. Um, but it's and Skillet, the two, see, the lead singer and the backup singer, which plays the drum, they got on these little carts and rode around on the floor with them. They had a group of people pushing them around, but they also was going along while they were singing, shaking hands or giving high five as they went along. First one we got to see was the lead singer of Skillet, and he just went right by us and Miss Kitty was on the outside. I was right next to her, so she was right there. But the sad thing was he was turned away from her where she couldn't actually shake his hand or whatever. She got the backside of him, but he literally just rode this little cart right by us, and then they crossed over at the back, and she came around on the other side. And at one point, she was actually shaking hands on our side, and then she started going back to the other side of the balcony stuff, and so she didn't really get to shake her hand either. But she got to see her go by too, right next to her, literally. So that was neat. Um, so, but anyway, we really did enjoy the trip. Um, I hated that I couldn't go with her. What she did go with one of the ladies. By the time we finally got to get in, after standing in line for so long, my back hurt and my hip because it was so cold. Oh my goodness. But mostly my back had froze and locked up on me, and I was literally using Miss Kitty as just to hold on to her to kind of loosen my back. I would kind of bend over a little bit to kind of unlock my back just so that I could walk in, because if I knew if I didn't do that every so often, I wouldn't have been able to make it up the ramp to walk in. I would have had to have somebody carry me in because I was that hurting. Because I've not been to the chiropractor since last year, because of the price increase of going. But just standing in one place for that long was just excruciating on somebody that has back problems. So, but we definitely enjoyed it. It was definitely worth the wait. and we really did have fun. Uh, Me and her really do enjoy going, and just to experience that. I'm just glad that she is. I got to experience going to concert um, many years ago. I'm gonna tell myself because um, back then Carmen did free concerts, and I got to go to those when I was young. Now I wasn't. I was probably preteen. I'd probably say I was probably about little man's age um, when I got to see Carmen, and we didn't get there early. We went the night, because we went just like right before the concert started. Um, but he did do free concerts, and he would take up love offerings, and that's how he paid for his concerts. But they eventually started having to do. Uh, he started having to do where people paid for tickets because there was so many people that showed up that they couldn't let everybody in. Uh, so there was people that was getting turned away, and he absolutely hated that because he wanted to reach out to all the teens that he could reach. But anyway, I just remember we got there so late in the day that we got the nosebleed section. I mean, way up there. Um, and he was way down there. He looked like this big. So when I seen Carmen in concert, he looked like this big on stage, and to me, he looked like a little bitty ant just dancing around on stage. Um, but it was neat to experience that. Um, but I was grateful that she's gotten this experience of actually being up this close. So that's much more than I got. But we couldn't afford to do that anyway. So we couldn't afford to get the early pre tickets things or go that early in the day. So, and we did do mom always gave a little donation. She took some other teens with her. She did, bring some extra kids. My sisters, both my older sisters, had invited some of their friends to go. And but anyway, it was definitely an experience. Um, and I remember back then I was the odd duck. Um, and I believe that I said Miranda was around and she did go with us. I don't think she remembers it because she was so young, but because she had to be in a car seat, she had one of the seats. Um, and because my sisters had invited extra friends, there was no seat for me. We had a station wagon, and it was the older station wagons that didn't have the extra seat in the back, the rear facing seat. So, me being the odd duck and the smallest one, I got to ride in the back, but I had to stay laid down the whole time so that mom didn't get a ticket for having a child without a seatbelt out of a seat. So, and I'm telling on myself too, is they had the concrete roads, and I literally fell asleep back there listening to the ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk of the concrete road. The little gaps between the concrete. Uh, so I guess that's one of the things too. The reason why I can easily go to sleep in a car, I don't know. I just something about a car ride. I can go to sleep easy. But I know I just remember I fell asleep, and next thing I know, they were waking me up, and we were there. I I remember hitting that freeway and then just laying there listening to that road, just going ka-dunk, 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 and then I was gone. So, Mom didn't have any trouble out of me because I ended up falling asleep back there. She had one of my sisters wake me up, and well, she's like, check on her. She ain't had heard a word out of her in a long while. And it's like, oh, she went to sleep back here. It's like, oh. And I did the same thing on the way back after the concert was done. I fell asleep again listening to the road, just ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk. So I think if I ever got on another concrete road again like that, it would put me to sleep in a heartbeat. Just something about that sound. Just, of course, whenever you laying back there and ain't got nothing to do, might as well take you a nap. So, but yeah, I was gonna get off of here a minute ago earlier, but I guess I will let y'all go. I'm gonna go sit and work on this blanket, and I guess when I get this skein done, add that one on, and then start working on parts. I think it's part 7. I don't remember which part I'm on. My phone will tell me which part, but I think it is 7 that I got to do. So if it's part 7, then I only got 3 parts to go: 7, 8, 9. So we're getting close to getting that one done, and we're getting close to getting this one done. So, but I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed rest of the week. Yes, I will see y'all later. But keep an eye out for my devotions. I will start them up first thing tomorrow. Now, it may take a while before it gets loaded because, like I said, my internet is extremely, extremely slow, and Miss Kitty has to do her schoolwork. So, oh well, it looks like we got 6 people in. Hi, whoever's in. I see I got 6 people. Whoever's there, if you want to say hello. I've been sitting here talking to this computer. Nobody here. Nobody wants to talk to me. Oh, they disappeared. I guess nobody wants to talk to me tonight. So I guess I'll see y'all later. Guess I'll see y'all on the White Tree Streets if nobody wants to talk to me. I keep seeing people popping on, but nobody's talking. But if nobody wants to talk to me, I'll hop off of here and go work on my blanket. Wait, nobody's talking. So I guess I'll talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed week. I said I'll get my devotion up tomorrow as soon as I can. I said Miss Kitty's got to get her schoolwork done, so I try not to interfere with that. So, but I don't think it'll take too much away from her schooling if I do try to do an upload. If it does, then I'll just pause it and do it upload it after she gets done with her schoolwork. But I will get it eventually uploaded tomorrow. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.